Welcome to Leadership to Go. My name is Pari Namazie. I am an executive and leadership coach and the managing partner at EUNEPA. Join me as I explore leadership insights from all walks of life. So a very, very warm welcome to my guest today. And I'm very happy to have José Diego Manzanera joining me today in Leadership to Go. Warm welcome to you, José.
Thank you so much, Pari, for having me.
It's a real pleasure. And of course, José, we've known each other for a little while. And I share a little bit of your background. José is the CEO and founder of Gulf Business Consulting and Strategies, which is a business and investment management firm based in the UAE. And I know you have been more than 17 years living in the GCC and traveling throughout and building all of these connections. And you and I, we had a chat a few days or maybe a week or two ago, and you were telling me about all these diverse projects and industry and things that you're doing. And it was like, wow, mind-boggling how you don't have at least 3 clones of yourself by now, just doing the amount of things that you're doing. So thank you for your time and thank you for joining me on Leadership to Go.
Thank you so much for your kind invitation and for the introduction. And a pleasure to be here with you.
Pleasure for me as well. And maybe Jose, to start off, I'd love to, so just quickly, Leadership to Go is a series, an interview series with diverse leaders from corporates, from everywhere, basically, because we believe leadership is something we learn. It's not something that we necessarily inherit or that it's in our genes, but I think we find leaders everywhere from all walks of life. And I think it's so valuable. I was telling you earlier why we do this is really to hear the stories and learn from your story for aspiring leaders, for different people, of how you have become who you are. And I'd love to hear, to start with, the first question is, looking at yourself right now where you are, from this place, if you looked at yourself as a young man of 18, 20, would you imagine yourself here?
To be honest, no. I was always a dreamer, and I was always the type of kid that always have big fantasies and dreams that one day I will do this and I will be there and I will reach what I want to read. But life was more generous than I expected, and I'm extremely grateful for everything that happened to me in the last 20 years. And I never thought that one day I will be advising presidents of countries, of ministers, of diplomats for more than 20 countries. And still, when I think on that, and I say, I'm the same guy of a little town in the south of Spain. And now I'm here advising this royal family of this president of this country. It's like, wow. So it's a lot of responsibility. Maybe there are some people that they want to use this as to show off or to prove to someone how much they achieved. I don't want to prove to anyone anything. I want to prove myself that I'm able to carry out this kind of responsibility and give my 100% to everyone who was so generous to trust in me.
Yeah, and that stands out so much, Jose. Whenever I speak to you, I'm filled with such a strong sense of your humility. And somehow I always feel you're so grounded in who you are. What grounds you? Where did you get this sense of being so grounded?
Probably because my life was not easy. So my father was traveling. I grew up with a very strong mother, with a disabled brother. And at a very young age, I was forced to be a brother and a father for my brother. And my mother was working all the time. And it was not easy even to follow and to pursue my dreams, to build the company that we have today was very hard. So I'm not coming from a rich family. I'm coming from a middle-class family. So I had to work very hard to even to save money, to start from the beginning, to put little resources that I had at that time, to set up a company in Dubai and start knocking doors and demonstrating to people that I'm able to do what they need in the region. So when you don't have an easy life, and you learn a lot, because when everything is okay, when you are swimming in abundance and you have plenty of resources and money, it's easier. And you can fall into the temptation of taking everything for granted. I don't take anything for granted. I know that everything I got in life was through blood, sweat, and tears. And it was very hard. So that's why I respect a lot what I have and what I am today. Keeping in mind always that everything you have today, you can lose it tomorrow. So don't take everything or anything for granted. And that keeps you humble and keeps you grounded.
Yeah, I recognize when you started talking about your earlier days, I heard a lot of emotion in your voice.
Yeah.
And you know, many people, we talk about going through hardship, but we don't really know what hardship does to people. Sometimes it gives us strength to overcome, and sometimes it breaks us.
Yeah.
And yeah, were there times where you ever thought that you wouldn't make it? Were there times you doubted yourself?
Yes. Well, I promised myself I will never give up, no matter what, until I am the person I wanted to be. And I have the company and the project I wanted to have. So during these 17 years I'm in the region, I was living 4 years in Doha in Qatar and 13 years in Dubai. There was many times that I was thinking, I was alone and I was thinking what I'm doing here. So it's why I have to suffer sometimes and some difficulties when I come back to Spain. And I will be the director of a very nice company, international company, eating tapas, going with friends, and nice weather, nice people, and a quite friendly country. And but I promised myself that. So, and I said, no, no matter what, you have to continue. You have to continue fighting. You have to continue pushing, and you will get it. It will happen. You will see your thoughts, your dreams materialize sooner or later. So, and there is an inner force inside of me. Still, I don't know what it is. And I don't understand where they came from, but what's pushing me to continue. So now I'm in a different scenario, a different situation, and it was worthy. It was really worthy. everything I went through.
Yeah. Jose, lovely, when you say there's an inner strength pushing you, very, very powerful. So whatever it is, and you're saying, I don't know what it is exactly. I think that's so powerful, but you address and and you recognize that there is something that keeps you going. And I wonder, what is the vision that you set yourself? Some people, they manifest that I am at this place, or they visualize themselves being in this successful. What is the vision that you have in front of your eyes that says, I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to, stop until I reach what? What are you planning on reaching? What's your goal?
To be honest, I'm very ambitious in that sense, and there's no limit. And it's something that from the founding fathers of the UAE, or the leaders of the UAE, I got a lot of inspiration from them, and from all type of leaders across the world, that they really achieve something really, really meaningful, and cause a huge impact on this planet. So first of all, when I started my career in the Middle East, I really fell in love with this region, with the culture, with the people, with the traditions, with the way of thinking, the tribal way of thinking sometimes. So I was, I found my place. I said, I belong to this place. And I have a lot of Emirati friends, Kuwaitis, Qataris, that they always said that to me, that they always say, you're one of us. I don't know why, but you are one of us. And it's an honor for me. And I feel really proud. So, but first of all, in terms of vision for a company, is to be the leader in what we do, which is connecting the foreign companies, the foreign governments with the Middle East, breaking down barriers, misinterpretation, misconceptions about what the Middle East is. Because sometimes we have a perception, and for most of us, or for all of us, perception is reality. And the people, they got this perception through media, through TV, or maybe they came one time for 1 week on vacation to Dubai, and they think that this is the Middle East. And the Middle East, or the Arab world, it's not homogeneous. We need to understand each country, each region, each city, each emirate in particular. And there is a wide variety of people in the region that we need to deal with them, in particular, and to understand them deeper, and to be this company that connect both worlds, because most of our clients comes from Europe, US, Canada. We have some clients in Asia and Africa, and for some regions or continents, probably the Middle East or the UAE or the GCC, it's closer to their culture. But for others, it's really, really different, and it takes time to understand how the business is doing here, or all these cross-cultural intelligence that sometimes we teach to our clients. And it's so important. Not only the business part, your product, your service, or whatever you are going to offer to the region, but try to understand first the humans, the people. And second, go to the business part if you came here to the business. And most of the people in the Western world, of the business people in the Western world, they do the other way around. They start with the business. This is my product. This is my catalog. This is my service. This is, and they forget about the people. They forget about the humans. They forget about the relationships, the connections, the bonds, the links that we have. No matter if I'm Muslim or Christian, or if I'm European or Emirati, there is a link that connects the whole humanity. Let's start for that from this point, and we continue for the business part.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true that we start with people, humans. We're humans. How do we connect on this level first? And I think the diversity of your work in the region is working with so many different cultures. And as you said, having this cross-cultural understanding, an intercultural understanding, what does that mean? And I remember, Jose, you also mentioned to me that you have a very diverse and multicultural team. I mean, Dubai itself is this big melting pot of cultures, and you also work with diverse people. I'd love to ask you because I know that you've grown a lot of, within your own company, it's grown quite in size. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that. And also the people who work with you, what are the cultures they come from? And what do you look for when you look at talent?
One of the beauties of this country is that we are 200 nationalities living together in a country that you can cross in 2 hours by car. So that's really impressive. So you can find people from all over the world, for all type of backgrounds. And for me, and if you are a curious mind like me, you have that kind of curiosity, you always want to know the other cultures, other backgrounds, how the people think, perceive the world in a different way. And in our firm, one of the sayings that I always said to my director is, I don't mind where they came from. I don't care. So this is not important for us in the company. If they are coming from India or from Pakistan or from the UK or from the US or from the Middle East or from Africa. In our firm, we have people from Ethiopia, from Pakistan, from Jordan, from Spain. So we have people from several nationalities, from different nationalities. And the process that we use, normally we have agreements with universities here in the UAE. We have an agreement with Canadian University of Dubai, NY Abu Dhabi, Sharjah University, because I'm Spanish and I have a lot of links with the Spain. Of course, we receive sometimes interns from Spain that they are 6 months or 1 year in the programs that we have in the firm, and some of them they continue with us. And when we have some vacancies in our company and we prepare the interviews, for me, the most important when I'm talking to these guys that they want to join us is the attitude. Are they flexible? Are they hungry? They are passionate. Why? What is the reason behind to join us? What they want to be part of us? What they want to achieve in our firm? Because nowadays a lot of people with impressive education, and probably because they are too young and I'm getting too old, and I see the world in a different way. And some of them still have the pride, the pride to say I have the MBA in Stanford and Harvard or in this university or the other. But to be honest, I'm not impressed by how many degrees do you have, how many masters do you have, which type of universities did you go. I'm impressed by passion, by attitude, by hunger, by the capacity to adapt to the different environments, different situations. Because as you said before, we work for a lot of industries and we work for a lot of countries, and each of them, they come with their own necessities, with their own objective to reach in the region. And sometimes we have a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility as well, because we deal with more than 20 government entities from many countries. So I always try to get the people that they tick all
Yeah.
these kind of
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah. And it's true you say that. I was smiling earlier because when you talked about getting old, we're all getting old. But I think it's how we feel in our heart, Jose. And I know you and I are going to stay young forever.
Always, always.
But it made me think that as we, the workforce is becoming very multi-generational. And I see it right now in our team. We have some people in their 20s and they're full of the ideas and, the passion, and they want to do this, that, that. And of course, you have to also manage that. So on the one hand, you're talking about attitude and passion, but on the other hand, maybe as an organization, we cannot do all of those things. We can't give them the space sometimes where they want to go. How do you
Yeah.
manage that?
Well, I try to build a very free culture here. So sometimes some of the members in our team came to me and told me, Jose, you gave us opportunities as fresh graduates from the university. You put us in front of an ambassador or diplomat or a high personality or the CEO of a big company, that some of them were shaking and say, we never had that kind of opportunity before. But I love to give opportunities to other people.
That's
I
really
want them to shine.
Mm.
If you can ask to anyone in my team, they will tell you. That's at the end of the day the role of a leader, someone who's able to put himself aside and let other people shine and grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I recognize that you say that, and again, really appreciate that. I don't hear this isn't about your ego. It's not about you taking the limelight. It's sharing that space and helping others to grow. When do you know, however, that they are ready to grow? Because I find that's a very fine balance. Some people, you can push them a little outside their comfort zone and that's the opportunity. But if you push them too much out of that comfort zone, it fails, or it
Yeah.
possibly could fail because you push them somewhere that there's too much discomfort. How do you recognize that?
Well, I totally agree with you. There is sometimes that even if you want and you're trying to do it for good and for them, and to put them in a very difficult situation or challenging situation, probably is too early for them or it's too much for them. So to find the balance, you need to spend time with them. So normally we spend a lot of time together. And sometimes we even do activities together. During Ramadan, we go for iftar together. We during on Christmas or on some national day of festivities that happen here in the UAE, we try to go together, or to have lunch, or to get closer at personal level, because it's when you are close to them, you can feel if they are ready or not. Because if you are isolated in your CEO bubble and you don't wrap your shoulder with them, you will not be able to understand in which stage they are. And you cannot designate or assign responsibilities to them according to the stage they are. So for that, you need to understand and just spend time together. And this is the way I taste the waters with them. And when I see that they are ready for certain responsibilities, either they are with me 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, depends on the person, of course, and the type of responsibility or role they are going to be involved. Minimum is always 1 year. when you feel that, then it's the time to tell them, listen, I'll step back and I will assign this project to you and you will do it by yourself. And I believe that you have the capabilities and the skills to perform well, and the client will be satisfied. So if you need my help, my support, my advice, I'm always available, but it's the time for you to fly.
Yeah. And this part of, you know, bringing someone on who has the right attitude, they have the flexibility, they have passion, they work with you, you get to know them better and identify what is it, you recognize what is it to support them. What are the other qualities that you look for? So say someone's been with you for a while, but what else do you suggest in their development? Is it like hard skills? Is it soft skills? What are you looking for specifically?
To keep learning all the time.
Yeah.
That's something very important. Coming back to the beginning of the conversation when we said don't take anything for granted. Some people say, okay, I'm living here 15 years and I know everything about the UAE. I know everything about this industry or the other industry or this sector or the other sector. No, we are in a super fast world. So if you stop learning, if you are not preparing yourself all the time, reading, learning, going to master class, coaching, learning all the time. If you go to my house, you will see books everywhere, everywhere. So when I'm having lunch, there is a book next to my lunch table. If you go to my office, you will see several books that I'm reading at the same time in different languages. If you go to my car, you will see books in my car. You come to the office, you will see books here. So because I have this passion and hunger, I want to learn more. And the more I know, the more I understand that I don't know anything yet.
Yeah, so true, so true. You made me curious, Jose. What are you learning right now, or something that you've learned that stays with you? Share something with us.
Yeah, something I'm really passionate about. It's neuroscience, psychology. I read a lot of books because no matter how good you are in business, at the end of the day, and thank God that still we are dealing with humans. We have a lot of technology. We have a lot of blockchain, artificial intelligence, robots, and a lot of technologies making our life and our business easier, but still we are human with human needs, with a human instinct. And I want to understand. And I learned a lot of things reading books like Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, or those kind of books that I'm sure you know very well, and that make me realize that we are more emotional than rational. We think less than we thought we think. So and help me to understand myself even, and how is my decision-making process. So when when you understand yourself, and when you understand others and what others needs, everything is easier.
I know you and I are going to have a different chat on books one day. I can just see that conversation, sharing different books that we've read and what we've learned from it. But we'll share that. We'll keep that for another time. Jose, I know your job is very demanding. You underplay it a lot with your humility, but and I know you have this drive and ambition. But I'm sure you also have times where you have to look after yourself. You know, in this role, we're always giving to others and growing a business, and usually it's always the person who suffers most because we never take time for ourselves. What do you do to look after yourself, your well-being, your mental health?
That's a very important question. And I think it's really necessary and crucial to balance your professional life, your career, or your business, no matter how far or how big it is. If you don't balance this with time for you and protect your health, your overall health, and your mental health in particular, one day you will burn out and you will not have the energy anymore or the passion anymore to continue doing what you want to do. So in my case, I always try to find space to go for a walk on the beach, sit down on the beach alone, just close the eyes, listen to the waves, and being in silence for a few minutes. Do some sports as well, go for a run. I try to go 2-3 days per week minimum to the gym, do some physical activity as well, or just to go and relax at home, listen some music and listen to a podcast or something to chill and relax and not think about the business or my agenda or everything I have to do tomorrow, because I need my me time. That's very important. And this is something that I learned by mistakes. I learned by suffering that I need to prioritize my health over my business.
Yeah. Do you do that? Do you prioritize yourself over your business?
Up to a certain level. I'm a still work in progress. Up to a certain level. Sometimes you are so involved in your own world that you forget for a minute that you have to stop, relax, grab a coffee, a tea, go for a walk, and renew your energy and come back.
Yeah, it's all,
I'm learning.
as you say, it's all about that energy. I find that so important. I know we're coming to the end of our interview, but I have a few more questions, and I have a lot more questions, but I'll keep it to only a few. Jose, one of our past people that were interviewed asked this question, which is, where did you fail? What was your biggest failure?
One of my biggest failure is to not prepare myself enough for the unexpected. I was telling you before that now I realize that everything you have today, you can lose it tomorrow. But sometimes, especially in the beginning, I was living beyond my possibilities. I was not aware that this huge deal or good business I got at that time will not be enough to sustain and maintain and keep growing my business. So I was not that organized as I am today. I was not that disciplined as I am today. And then I made a lot of mistakes, economic mistakes, personal mistakes, professional mistakes, because I didn't prepare myself. I was not thinking, hey, Jose, tomorrow, probably you be in the middle of a pandemic, for example, and you will not get any clients for 3 months. Some of your big projects will be canceled, as happened to me. And what you are going to do? What will happen with your offices in Dubai, your office in Riyadh, your office in Lahore, your employees? What is going to happen? So the pandemic and other events in my life were a tremendous wake-up call for me. So now I radically changed.
Yeah, what was the radical change? What did you do radically?
cost control, for example, in terms of finance and economics. You know, it's very easy to get distracted here in Dubai, where you have the luxury hotels and the fancy restaurants and all these fancy cars. And why don't buy a Rolls Royce on a Bentley? No, I'm happy with my car. Why I have to buy a new Rolls Royce or a new Bentley or a Ferrari? Why? I don't need it. So I almost don't drive. So I leave 5 minutes from the office, 5 minutes away. So before, the Jose of before will go to the showroom and say, which is the newest and the latest model? And will be so stupid to go and buy it without need it.
Yeah.
The Jose today will say, no, you really need it. It's necessary that you are going to spend a fortune in that. So it's more rational, more calm, more wise than before.
I guess what you're saying is these are the lessons you learned from these hardships, you know, the challenges that we go through. Very nice. Jose, what is, I'd love to hear your tips maybe and advice, young leaders, aspiring, people with ambition, with thirst, with hunger to grow, to develop. What would be some of your tips for them on their journey?
Well, if you have a dream, fight for it, continue. That sometimes will be really, really difficult, but if it is what it makes you happy, like makes you feel complete, fulfill your soul, keep fighting. Don't give up, continue. Even if you're walking through the hell, continue walking, keep walking. Sooner or later, it will happen. It will not be easy. Don't expect anything to be easy. Life is not easy. Business is not easy. The competition is huge. Everybody wants to be someone. Everybody wants to succeed. So it will not be easy, but it will be worthy. And don't forget to enjoy during the journey, to enjoy, because sometimes we're fighting to reach a goal or an objective or a dream. And the journey can be 1 year, the journey can be 5 years, the journey can be 10 years. It's never late. For some people, it's less. For other people, are more. So, but that journey, no matter how long it is or how much time you are going to invest to achieve it, try to enjoy the journey as well, because we only have one life, and don't take it for granted.
And I know younger people, when they hear things like that, they don't see how fast the years pass by. We think we have so much time ahead, but it passes very fast. And a lot of time it's always thinking that it's the destination. When I get this, then I've made it. But it's never that. It's always the journey that gets you there. There's so much learning along the way.
This is another mistake I made. I just focused on the destination, and I totally forgot to enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I'm glad you're doing that now.
Yes.
You get to give our next person we interview, my interview, a question. What would you like to ask them?
Well, why they decided to be who they are and where they are now? Why? What is the reason behind? What motivated them to be who they are now?
Jose, can I ask you as well a question that I'm just curious about? If you were a superhero, what would you be?
It's a good question, you know, and it's funny because when I was a kid, everybody wanted to be Superman, Batman, and I wanted to be Indiana Jones.
I love that image of you being Indiana Jones.
I wanted to discover, to go to all places, to go to the pyramids, to discover things. And that was my inspiration. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be Indy.
Yeah. I see a very strong indie within you. This sense of adventure, the sense of the curiosity that you bring. So keep that spirit. It's a very, very valuable, precious one.
Thank you so much, Pari.
Thank you. I loved our talk together. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure and an honor, as always, talking to you. And you are also an inspiration to me. And every time that I had the opportunity to be with you, the energy around you, it's simply fantastic and amazing. Keep that as well.
Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you so much, Jose.
Thank you. Blessing.